the objective of this short presentation is to demonstrate the two basic shapes of silicone breast forms that we have on our website. In conjunction with that, we're going to run through how to select the correct size for your frame. Okay, so let's start with the triangular shape, the first basic shape. As you can see, it's a standard sort of rounded triangular version. It's got quite a concave back, so if you do have any chest development, pectoral muscles or hormone growth, it will sit over that slight development there, not rock. So it goes in like so. The feature of this design is really the volume going forward. So it's quite a wide, quite a thick volume, like so. It's best described, I believe, as more of an implant, a supermodel rounded view you would get. The second option, standard construction, is sometimes called the teardrop or the oval shape, like so. It too has quite a dished out back to it. This particular version can be worn in several directions. It can be worn from the side, so if you turn it sideways, you find you get a nice blend into your chest here, or it can be worn vertically across the bra strap like this one. This one to me is more of a natural looking breast form than the triangular one. Each of these economy range comes in 4 basic sizes, a size 4, 6, 8 and 10. The one I'm demonstrating here is a size 8. So they've got quite a lot of motion about them. It's a good volume of silicone gel that's in these. It has a built-in nipple. It's not got much of a pronounced nipple, but it's still one in there. Now, how do you go about selecting them? So in this section here, we're going to look at how you select the appropriate breast form. Well, first thing we need to do is to establish a couple of basic dimensions. The first one being what's our bandwidth size around here to get our bra into, or our chest size. So what I do is I've taken a cloth tape measure here, if you've got one available, and I will pass that just about underneath where the bust is. Now it's relatively easy to demonstrate here because I've got breast forms in. It's literally about 1.5 to 2 inches from my male nipple, below that area there. So in my case, if I measure this up and put it reasonably tight, not too tight, I come out with a measurement of around about 38 inches. Because I like the bras to be comfortable for day or evening, I always add 2 inches on. The reason being is that all bras, when you do them up, have got 3 settings on them. A loose fit, a medium fit and a tight fit, and I would like mine to be on the loose or the medium. And also the other reason is that there is a slight difference between a female and a male nipple orientation, for want of a better expression. Ours are slightly wider, so if you take a too small a bra, you will find that although you'll be able to do it and be quite tight, your actual breast, instead of being in the correct position, will be slightly in a bit, and it looks a little bit odd. So don't be discouraged to add a few inches on, just the 2 inches. So once I've got my 2 inches, and I've added onto my 38, making it 40, I can then look it up on the selection table or chart. Now coming in around about here somewhere, or on one of these sides, there will be a chart. If you look along the top dimension, in other words along the horizontal plane, you will see dimensions of inches as a chest, so 34, 36, 38, 40, 42, 44, etc. inches. So that's the chest size that you want to select to start with. So that's your first dimension. Your next piece of information that you want to establish is whether you want to be a B, a C, a double D, an E, what cut size that you want, and that is your choice. My only recommendation would be that try and stick to a C cut size, because in my experience, and we are already as being genetic males, when you put a dress on, you need to find one that fits your shoulders, and generally it's already one size bigger than that, your hips are down here. And all of those dresses are made for an average C cut. So you can imagine if I go D, double DE, be quite buxom. To fit that in the top, I'm going to have a dress that looks as though it's an elephant's trunk in a bucket when it comes down here, which is a bit unsightly, which forces you more to use a top and skirt approach rather than a dress approach. So, for instance, if we now want to do a 40-inch C selection, we go along the horizontal until we hit the 40-inch chest, drop down vertically until it coincides with a C. In this case, it is a size 8 breast form. So that concludes this very short presentation. We hope you got the gist of it. There's more information available on our website, which is www.translife.uk, or you can always email me at sophie@translife.co.uk. So thank you very much for your time, and we hope you found it interesting and of use. Bye bye.